All right, so this is Shedeur Sanders' seventh start in the NFL. His seventh start this season for the Cleveland Browns. And I am just going to be pretty brutally honest here. It's not going in the direction that I think people wanted it to go. And part of some of the reasons it looks bad are concerning. Now, to be fair, young players hit walls early in their career, and it might just be the case that Shedeur hit a wall and the season ended before he could get over that wall. So maybe he shows up next year and he plays well, and we're talking about should we extend Shedeur or not, in a perfect world where he's a franchise level quarterback. I cannot evaluate for what I hope the future to be. All I can do is watch the week's film and tell you what I'm seeing from this week's film. And all I can do is talk about what I've seen and tell you what it looks like to me, right? And what I have seen this week is not great. There are some moments in there where he makes a couple of throws, but even in that moment where he makes a really nice throw, there is a question that I have about what decision he really should have made in that moment. There are some things that pop up on his tape that I'm just going to be honest, I haven't really seen before. Like, there are some moments here with some screens where he holds the ball and it's like, I don't know why we're holding the ball on the screen for as long as Shedeur is holding the ball and not looking at the screen. There are some missed opportunities in this tape. There's also stuff where you look at how the offense is working and you can see it's peak week 18 sloppy bullshit football. So it's not all bad on Shedeur. It's not just bad because of Shedeur, but the stuff that you saw at the early part of his run that was encouraging, that made me feel like, oh, well, maybe we could just bring him back if we don't have the leverage to get a quarterback. That stuff has not shown up as of late, and we're talking about more and more of the bad every week. So again, try to take your emotions out of it. If you're a big Shedeur fan, let's just try to be objective about what we're watching here and understand that I cannot predict the future. I cannot evaluate by predicting the future. I cannot say, oh, I don't care about these 7 games because I think Shedeur is going to get over this wall that I am thinking that he's on and then come out the other side of it and be John Elway. I can't do that. That's not how this works, right? I can only evaluate what's in front of me, and what's been in front of me has not been very impressive. And for the conversations that people want to have about Shedeur, the tape is just not becoming of those conversations, and it indicates that the Browns, should not hedge all their bets on the idea of this guy getting over the hump. Now, give him the opportunity, sure, I'm not against that, to get over the hump. But the idea that we're just going to roll in, not change anything, put everything on Shedeur, I think would be misguided given what we've seen on film. So that's my pre-synopsis before going into the film breakdown, just to give you a good warning on what the general tone of the film breakdown is going to be. It's not to say that I'm trying to tear the guy down or hate on him. I want him to be better. I want the Browns to have a quarterback. He is a quarterback on the roster. Hopefully he works out. Hopefully he could be what the Browns need at quarterback. But realistically, if he doesn't improve the things that we're seeing on tape, he has no shot of doing that. So you got to point him out so people know what needs to be improved. That's all I'll say before we get into the film. But real quick, before I do get into the film, let me thank my sponsor, Sleeper. Real quick, just want to let you guys know Sleeper has a new offer here. They're offering a free $20 entry, no deposit required. And also, if you're a first-time user, you also will receive a 100% match on up to $100 when you use the promo code WORSTTAKE. Again, $20 free, no deposit required. Plus, first-time users also receive a 100% deposit match up to $100. Join Sleeper. All right, so let's jump into the film here. This first play, first quarter. I actually think so. Let's look at the drop here from Shedeur, right? Works through this, does a good job of knowing where he is, not drifting into that red zone end zone. Steps up here, feels the danger, gets rid of the ball. I have no problem with what Shedeur did on this play. And the reason I have no problem with what Shedeur did on this play is because of this absolute mess that is the middle of this play here. It looks like I don't know what this is supposed to be, if I'm being honest. This is so sloppily ran. So the tight end, he comes out and he kind of curls this one off, and then he comes right behind him, but there's no depth in this. I have to imagine this is just straight up poor execution here. Right? Like it almost looks like dagger, but it's not, because you can see Sal Cannella carrying towards that other team. Like, this is just bad execution here in the middle of this play. So this this check down, that's not Shedeur's fault. This is on the fault of the execution of the wide receivers and tight ends here. This is just dog shit execution here. I don't know what they're trying to execute. Look, you see Cedric Tillman kind of sets, like he's like setting into a zone. What the fuck is this? I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody who has more experience teaching routes or, like with the pass game stuff can explain to me what this is. And maybe this makes sense. From my naked eye, from watching football, from looking at all 22, I would think I'm right to identify this as just dog shit execution. Again, doesn't feel like that's what should happen on that play. Hey, you could think lowly of Tommy Reese and Kevin Stefanski. Do what you will there. They're no longer the coaches here. I don't think they drew this. I don't think this is as intended. Shedeur, for his perspective, looks at this absolute mess. It's a shame, too, because whatever they're running, I feel like there's space here if they ran something properly. And then just throws us to a check down. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to criticize that at all. Right here, 11-12. It's really good by Shedeur here, right? Get the motion with Jerry Jeudy. And you get two options. This play really does work. It's a good play call, too, as well. The Bengals were playing pretty shitty loose coverage all game. And you get two things here, right? In this one high look. So you get the one high safety, man coverage. This is a man beater. You got two options here. I don't mind whichever one you want to take. It's 3rd and 4. This is a perfectly fine option to take. You could also take Jerry Jeudy here. It's a much tougher throw, but maybe a bigger reward. But I really don't mind. I'm not going to be mad at a quarterback for taking that decision. Good throw, on time, allows Corley to get upfield. Is that Corley? That is. Allows Corley to get upfield. Good job there. Okay, so this happened a couple of times in this game, and I'm just wondering why. Again, somebody with more knowledge of the offense can maybe explain this to me. So right here, Shedeur makes a pretty bad decision there at the end of the play to just kind of like YOLO this ball while he's contacted. It's something I brought up in the other film breakdown, right? If we're talking about physical tools, Shedeur does not have the physical tools to really make a ton of throws from not clean platforms, right? Which is going to make him limited as a quarterback, right? Like that inability right there to be able to make an out of bounds throw from that platform or even get that ball close to catchable is going to make him limited in the NFL, right? From a skill set standpoint. There's also what feels like a screen here. Like it feels like on the top of this play, and maybe it's a decoy. This feels like a screen because you got the lead blocker out in front. You're motioning everything over on this side of the field to kind of draw defenders away. So I'm wondering, like on first down, why it looks like he's uninterested in the screen completely. So maybe it's a decoy, but if it's a decoy, it's not a good one because he doesn't even sell it. Yeah, so just a lot of questions here on what's going on. I don't know if this is the problem with the design of the play. I don't know if this is a problem with Shedeur's specific execution of it. It feels like to me that the ball should have probably gone to him, right? Like maybe he had an alert in and he thought he had something, but he didn't. Feels like this is a screen. Maybe the idea with this play is that you fake the end around and maybe like this linebacker crashes and this guy goes upfield and maybe you open up some space right here and maybe that's what Shedeur's hoping for. If that's the case, then it's just a failed trick play. But regardless of whatever happened here at the beginning of this play, what was supposed to be the intention, the end result can't be Shedeur doing this, right? Like that's not good right here. Can't just throw the ball in the middle of the field here. Like, I don't know if he's trying to down that or not. It doesn't seem like he would have to work that hard to down it. I mean, he's like 4 yards away. You can throw that thing out of bounds and get it past the line of scrimmage pretty easily. Seems like he's earnestly trying to make that throw. I don't know why. All right, here's another one, right? This is a really bad one. Now, this one, you're not going to convince me this wasn't a fucking screen. Okay? There's no convincing me that this wasn't a design screen. This was 1,000,000% a design screen. No doubt in my mind. Look at how it flows out. So again, you get Dylan Sampson lead blocking. You get him pulled out and lead blocking. Look at this. This is a screen all the way. This is supposed to be a screen. I don't know why Shedeur this is the third or fourth time I've gone through his tape and I've seen this. I would love to know the official explanation. I would love to know the official explanation on what's going on here. Because it looks like this is a design screen and he's just uninterested in it. Like it's 2nd and 10. It makes sense to call a screen here. Also, like just how Cincinnati was aligning all game. They were playing pretty far off the line of scrimmage. Like it made sense to go for a screen here. You got the numbers. I don't know what's going on with that. Like that's a blocker. It's in front with numbers. And then you look at the rest of the route combinations. This is really what makes me feel like it's truly a screen. None of this shit is trying to get like, you got like that quick slant right there. And again, that could be an alert read. But like, this isn't a full blown play here, right? This is a screen with an alert right here. You got to get through this quickly. You can't hold the ball on this no matter what you do, right? If you're going to throw that slant, you got to throw it right there. That ball has to be on its way to Cedric Tillman right there. Like it's a quick play. It's a man beater, right? So even if he's looking at that, you got to work. You got to just get that to him. And it looks like he goes from there and he tries to work this. 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's what they're telling him. I just don't think that makes sense. I feel like this is if it's an alert, like that's an alert. If you get like a bomb look, okay, take it. I don't know if this qualifies as one because there's still a lot to worry about. But if you're going to take this, you got to take it quickly. And then if you're not taking the alert, then you take the screen. Like, even if you want to throw this little ball route here, right? The little route where he's sitting on top of the ball, that has to be out immediately in order to work. Yeah, I don't know what this process is by Shedeur. It's pretty confusing here. And we haven't even really gotten to the worst part of the play, which is this. Where he holds the ball with one hand and fumbles. So let's just do a checklist of what went down in this play. Whatever you tell me the design of this play was, whether it's okay, they're trying to get a man look, quick slant here, or they're trying to go ball route against man. Okay. Or they're trying to get this screen out here. Whatever you want to tell me is the look here. None of it happened on time. If he's supposed to throw the screen, he did not even attempt it. If he's supposed to throw this ball route, I would imagine a ball route is the look versus zone, not man. If you're reading man, if you're going to this, doesn't make sense. So not really sure why he would go to that too. Maybe there's a perfectly good explanation for it. I can't access it. And then this Tillman thing, right? If you're going to throw this slant, it has to come out quickly. So just a failure of execution here from the play. Then he floods a clean pocket and then fumbles the ball. It's a horrific play there. All right, let's continue. Quarter one, 6:33 left. I mean, he follows that up with another close interception. 3rd and 6. I have to imagine what happened here is that he just locked in. Like he just decided he wanted to throw this ball to Jerry Jeudy and he didn't really see anything underneath. Right? Jerry Jeudy's running here. Right? And he just kind of throws this at the break. But he doesn't really read it because nothing indicates that he should throw this. Nothing's close to indicating that he should throw this. Yeah, you're getting all the negative indicators for this route. Yeah, so I don't think he read this. I think he just predetermined this. This feels like a predetermined. He talked about it earlier last week about picking the right side of the field. I don't think he picked the right side. So if this is a pick a side, right? I don't think this was wrong. I think you probably want to be here because look at how this side opens up versus this coverage. They're giving you different looks too on each half of the field too because look at how off these corners are versus what the technique is on the other side. And then if you have over here, this 3rd and 6 is a lot more convertible on the left side of the field. So whatever he saw pre-snap, he didn't really get the picture right. Maybe Cincinnati confused him. My guess is he saw this and said, I think that Diggs going to be open, so I'm just going to throw it and trust it. And it was a wrong evaluation. It probably should have been intercepted. All right, let's see what here. We're in the second quarter now, 9:44. This is another one where I'm just not 100% sure what the fucking plan was from a route concept standpoint, and I can't really fault Shedeur for that. Like, let's. I want you to watch two people here. Let's watch Tillman and let's watch Judy, and you tell me if this feels right. That feel right? I don't know. That don't seem like that was supposed to go down like that. I don't know. You tell me. Don't know what was originally supposed to happen. With Shedeur checking this thing down, have no problem with that. Like you're looking at that. I don't throw into that. That's a mess. They're like standing right next to each other. This is a fucking mess. This is a goddamn mess. I don't know what Cedric's doing. I don't know. Like it looks like Jerry's trying to sit in a soft spot in this zone. So it looks like Jerry's actually like playing wide receiver with his brain. I don't know what Cedric Tillman's doing. I can't imagine what Cedric Tillman's doing is correct. Maybe Cedric just really wanted to like the dig. You maybe could have threw the dig to him or the in, but he doesn't look like he's like wanting it. Like, look how he breaks this route. Look how Cedric breaks this route. It's not like he's like eyes up, ready for the ball. He's kind of just banana in it, right? It's a pretty rounded route. You know, he's not really cutting this thing off, getting his eyes back around, demonstrating that he's ready to go here. It's just kind of a sad banana. I imagine this is a Cedric Tillman fuck up. I don't think it's a Jerry Jeudy fuck up. Because, like, I can at least recognize what Jerry Jeudy's attempting to do here. And it does make sense. Let me sit here. The ball didn't come out on time. He's probably messing around back there. Let me improvise. Cedric Tillman just like, oh, yeah, that's Jerry Jeudy. Cool. And then Jerry tries to separate here and be like, all right, you're too fucking close to me. Yeah, I don't know what went down there. I can't put that one on Shedeur. That's crazy. 9:26 here. Second quarter. This is a blown screen here. Don't really know what happened here with Shedeur. This is a turf field, so maybe he got caught. The turf monster got him. It looks like that's what happened, right? Little back up. Yeah, it looked like the turf monster got him. Look at that. Slide and boom. Here. I think he did allow the turf monster to have more susceptibility to him because of how many extra steps he's taking here. Like, look at the steps for this throw here, right? After the play action. Like, tell me if you think this is the most efficient path to get to where he wanted to get to. I don't think it was. Like, he sell the play action. He turns around. Did he put the ball out? He had to have put the ball out. Doesn't put the ball out for the play action. So that's great. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Yeah, like too many steps here. Turf Monster ended up getting him. It's unfortunate. I don't think that screen would have hit for big. So it's not that big of a deal. But always kind of lame when you end a play like that, right? All right, 8:42 left. My issue here with this one is like, what is this drop? This drop is pretty nasty. Right, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5-step drop. I mean, this looks like a pretty quick hitter. Right. Again, they're running a screen here on the bottom of the screen. So they're running a screen here, right? Pulling somebody out, screen over top, and then they got a drag coming across the middle here, right? So whatever he's throwing here, the decision is quick. This is a quick decision play here, right? So if it's a quick decision play, that means the ball has to come out quickly. That means you're probably timing this with the 3-step drop. And if we can look at where he's at, right? He takes his 0 to 1, 2, 3. If you look at where he's at with 3, you can already see where the play is. and where the ball should be by the next step, right? He takes these extra steps, which gets him deep. By the time he's ready to throw, somebody's already in his lap. And look, to be fair to him, that pressure's there too quick, right? Too easy for that guy to get off that twist. So it's not like the offensive line's helping him, but he did have an opportunity to get rid of that ball a little bit quicker if his feet were right, if his drop were right, instead of whatever it ended up being. So, tough break here. The good news is it was second and 21. So, you were going to punt anyways, more than likely. What, 3rd and 31? I can't have much written down for this. Well, yeah, they just stole a screen here. Yeah, just a little screen. Gets it out. All right, let's go get room to punt. All right, this one right here was his 538. I want you to watch Jerry Jeudy at the top of your screen because this is who he locks into. Again, another example of Shedeur locking in and just kind of deciding that he was going to throw this. He just kind of decided he was going to throw this. And because I think he predetermined it, he didn't see the safety who almost came in and robbed this. Again, another interception it should have been. Got really fortunate in this game that he didn't throw an interception. All right. 254, quarter 2, 534. Yeah, this one's another one where he just doesn't quite understand what the defense is trying to do in relation to what options he has in the passing game, right? This has just been a slow development for him. And to give him some slack here, maybe he's thinking it's 3rd and 10. He doesn't want to settle for throwing short of the sticks. But if this is the play call, you got to run the play. And if this is how Cincinnati defends it, the best thing to do on this play is simple. So Cincinnati, you look at how Cincinnati covers it. They drop everybody back to the sticks, basically, right? So Cincinnati says you can have anything you want underneath. We're going to drop everything to the sticks on 3rd and 10, which makes sense. We're going to drop everything to the sticks. Watch everybody just immediately glide back to the sticks, protect the sticks here, which means that you're going to have these two guys running these routes in an intermediate level against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Bengals. So automatically, once you see that, you know that you don't have that and you don't have that. So just recognize that and get the ball to Jerry Jeudy and hope that Jerry can cut up field and make some shit happen, because that's your only hope of converting here on 3rd and 10. Yeah, it sucks to throw the ball short of the sticks and everybody gets mad, but 3rd and 10, if this is how they cover it, it's not the end of the game. You got to just get that ball out to Jerry Jeudy, because what ends up happening here, which is where Shedeur holds on to the ball and then throws it to Jerry Jeudy late, well, that was certainly less effective than just getting the ball to Jerry Jeudy with it on time, right? If you get the ball to Jerry Jeudy right here, oh, he's going full speed. There's not really anybody paying attention to it. You might convert here, right? But you get the ball to Jerry Jeudy right here. People are paying attention to it. He slowed down. Yeah, you got no fucking shot. Again, I get wanting to get the most out of the play possible and not wanting to give up on intermediate things, but numbers are numbers. And when it's 7-on-2, you got to go and take the underneath and let your playmaker get upfield with the ball. You got to run the play. Quarter 2, 23 seconds left. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. He can't keep doing shit like this, guys. There's really no excuse. He gets pressure. This is the second time this game where he gets a little pressure and he throws the ball into harm's way for minimal fucking benefit. in a situation where it doesn't make sense. Again, the Browns have the lead here, right? The Browns have the lead. They're up 14-12. And if he throws an interception here, that gives the Bengals, with timeouts, the ball at the 40, which will then evaporate your lead. The biggest red flag with Shedeur that's been consistent from preseason to now has been, it does not seem like he is very aware of situational football. And that's concerning for somebody who's played as much football as he has. You know, he's a 4-year starter at high school and in college. He should know that when you have a 2-point lead and you have 23 seconds left, you can't take these risks with the football. It's not acceptable in high school. It's not acceptable in college. Certainly not acceptable in the NFL. There's just too many times this season where the Browns have a lead and he throws a ball that should get intercepted or does get intercepted that makes no sense to throw. That is something I don't know what to do with, right? Some of this stuff, having trouble reading, having trouble making quick decisions. Okay, maybe you hit a rookie wall, whatever. This kind of stuff, this shouldn't be a rookie issue, you know? It really shouldn't be a rookie issue. You should know that you're up to and that you can't take this kind of a risk with the football. Thankfully, this doesn't get intercepted. But could you imagine if like White Hart doesn't work as fucking hard here to break that up? What could have happened? The consequences here of turning the ball over to 40 with 23 seconds left when Cincinnati has timeouts and a really good field goal kicker? Well, at least a kicker with the leg. You know, he missed 2 extra points, so he's not good. But, you know, you might give up the lead like that. And this has happened too many times. There are too many Shedeur Sanders decisions where I just don't know what the process is, what the possible process could be. That's the big concern there. Like, it might sound harsh, but you can't keep doing shit like this and keep a job in the NFL, man. Like, you just can't. If coaches can't trust you to do that, to manage the game, to be smart with the football, then you're not going to play. You know? Like, it's just not going to happen. And this pops up way too often. Way too often. All right, quarter 3. It's actually his best throw of the game here. He gets to the drop, play action, throws this. A really nice ball, almost gets completed here. And that's what most people look at. I have a different question here, right? Again, really nice ball, really nice throw. Nothing against that. I want you guys to watch Mr. Rocket Sanders on this play and tell me if you think he should have got the ball. Right here. Let's go before he starts rearing back. Now, if you don't see what I see, I'm going to highlight him. And I just want to point out that there's not a single fucking person in the Cincinnati jersey paying attention to him. Nobody. Not one. Right? Everybody is away from this part of the field. I mean, like, legitimately, I just drew this box. Nobody's there. right? He's focused on this. He's watching that. This guy is probably the only guy paying a little attention, but he's looking at Cedric Tillman or whoever's running that route. He's focused on that. He's focused on that. He's focused on that. He's focused on this. There is not a single person looking here. Now, do I mind that he made this decision? Not really. It's not a bad decision here. You get a post one-on-one with the safety. That's the post safety playing the look. It's a fine throw. It's not like a you gotta throw it decision, right? But it's a post safety versus your tight end. If you like the matchup, if you like the player, take it. It's Sal Cannella, but hey, if you like the player, take it, right? And to Sal's credit, he beats the post safety. He just doesn't catch the ball. Now, I don't think Shedeur felt 26 running underneath this. But, I'll ask you guys. Do you want Shedeur to take that post there? Which I think is a perfectly acceptable answer. Or do you want him to throw this right here where nobody's looking at it? Which I also think is a perfectly acceptable answer because he probably could have took that to the house. Definitely would have got to the 15. Definitely would have got to the 15. He got all this space to create angles. Like if he just cuts up, yeah, you can take that to the 15 easy. If he has any speed, and his nickname's Rocket Sanders, right? If he's any speed, he probably can score that. It's a question of like, hey, look, that's a really difficult throw to make, and he almost made it, and that's pretty cool. But it's also like, would you have preferred the quarterback who can feel that screen open up because he's reading this defense and he's recognizing that everybody bunched up over here and nobody's where I have this screen? Well, not screen, this check down. That's the thing, right? This is one way. This is another. One's a lot more difficult than the other. One looks a lot more cooler than the other. One's a lot more completable than the other. One you get a lot more credit for than the other. You guys tell me what you think. I'm interested to know because, not saying that there's a wrong answer there, but I do think that's interesting. All right, this one right here, Shedeur does a good job getting the ball out. Bengals bust coverage here. The linebacker completely forgets overhead responsibility. Just sits on Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, you could tell it was Barrett Carter, 49. He fucked up there. You could tell by his body language. Right, he just kind of lets Tillman run by him. Then he sees the ball go up and then watch him go, oh, you see that? Watch him. Ooh, he know that's his spot. He done fucked up. Yeah, son, I can tell you guilty. All right, 10:35 here. Throws the screen to Corley. Do I got anything written for this? Nah, it's just check down. No real complaints about it. Move to the next one. All right. So first thing to notice here, right? They have this little motion. So they move Isaiah Bond across the field. You're trying to see if what they're in, right? You're trying to get an indicator. You get the indicator right here. He follows. It's man, at least on Isaiah Bond. And then once he gets to his side, you notice that, okay, it's a free release because he's not trying to press him or get in his release anyways. So Isaiah Bond, if he's running this whip route, which I think he is, right? If he's running this whip route, that's green. That should be green right here, right? If you're Shedeur. You got everything pre-snap that you needed to see for the most part. Get the motion. You see it's man. You look at the release. You see it's free. That should be green. Steps in here. You get the release here. Isaiah Bond does a great job. He's going to open up, but where's Shedeur? He's running up the field. I question that decision. That was a very questionable decision from Shedeur. Yeah. So I think what Shedeur saw too was Saul. And, I think he predetermined this. What he saw, 3 left, 2 right. He thought that this was going to split open and he was going to have a free rush lane to score a touchdown. I think that's legitimately what he thought. Because you could tell here, right when he gets to the top of his drop, he runs. And maybe this is a design run, but I don't think it is because they don't pull anybody. But right, he kind of predetermines this because there's no thought process here. He's not looking at anything. And then he just kind of explodes here and tries to run for this. I think that's a pretty poor decision. If he just stays in here and looks at this whip route that Bond rips off pretty cleanly here. Bond beats his man. You get that ball to him on time. He has a real chance to get that first down, possibly score, which I think is the first down. I think this is 3rd and go. So a real chance to score here. Shedeur called his own number. It wasn't the right thing to do. All right, 156 here. All right, my question here is, what do we like about Jerry Jeudy here if you're Shedeur? Clean release from Jeudy. He's right there, voiding the zone. You're looking right at it. I don't know why this ball is not out. It can't be more green than that, I can't imagine what's taking his eyes off of this. This is green. You got to throw it. Doesn't throw it, holds it, and then checks it down. Hey, man, shout out to Jerry Jeudy's composure because he was losing his mind like a month ago when this shit was happening to him. He has decided not to do that anymore, which is a good decision. He shouldn't be out there pouting all the fucking time. But yeah, legitimately, I got to ask the question of why we didn't like Jerry Jeudy there. Don't really see a good reason not to like him. It's green. It's all green here, right? Roll out, eyes around. By the time you get your eyes here, you have a wide open Jerry Jeudy. I mean, there's nobody in that window. That's green. I don't know why we don't like it. Is it because he doesn't get to set his feet? Is it the pressure? I mean, just stand in there and strike it, dude. Take the hit. Like continuing to drift here. Is it the drifting that makes him not get it? Yeah, he continues to drift. Miss. Got a landmark and throw that bitch. It's green. Yeah, right here. Green. Plant that foot, throw the ball. There's nothing in your way. Another one here I have labeled as like probably should have hit Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, so I'm not as mad about this one as the other one earlier, right? Because the second best thing he could have done is what he did in the play. I'm more or less asking like, what's going on here? Why didn't we like Jerry Jeudy here? You get the motion, one-on-one look, roll out, safety, bites down instead of carries. So you know that this is one-on-one and you know he's coming back. Why don't we like this? Where are our eyes? It looks like his eyes are in the middle of the field. I don't understand that. Unless he's like just looking to run. All right, so this one I got labeled here as late to Jeudy open. Let's see. Yep. All right. Yeah, late here. Jeudy does a good job. I mean, he roasts this corner pretty easily. You can highlight Jerry Jeudy here so y'all can see. On the 40, clean release here. Clean, opens up his wide receiver's hips, steps right into him. Good stuff. Breaks this off cleanly. Eyes around. Ball should be coming out right around here. Right around here, the ball should be coming out. Ball does not come out until that's way too late for that ball to come out. If you're trying to hit this, the best time to hit it is in this area of the field, right? So when he's rounding that corner, that's where you want to, that's the sweet spot for that route most of the time, right? You wait past that sweet spot, you're throwing interceptions most of the time. And what almost happened here? He almost threw an interception. Because this thing's late, gets tipped, too long, let the pocket collapse on him. And top of your drop, look at it. All right, now throw it right here. Ball should be out. He should be in his motion. He should be finishing that throw by the time he gets touched by 44. Instead, it gets affected by 44. All right, this is the one I have Zinter fucked up on. Is this a screen or something? Oh, yeah, I see what happened. All right, yeah, Zinter fucked this up. Now, keep in mind, Zinter's never played center before, so I'm going to have a lot of grace for him. Snaps this ball here. And just, you're going out for a screen. You're not going to give him like a big actual block here. But you want to chip a little bit more than that. It looked like Zinter was just like really worried about getting to his spot because he's never run the play before. So he just kind of just zooms out to his spot a bit early. And that just gives a free run. You got to at least give him a rub there or something, you know? Yeah. It wasn't going to work anyways. Oh man. Another Zinter one. Yeah, Zinter just gets blown up here. Look at A-Gap, the center. Just ass whoop there. Again, he's never played that position before, and that was like his first couple of snaps. So, gonna give him some grace. 3 minutes. Fourth quarter. I have a question mark for this play. Let's see why. Empty look, little motion, playing a lot of off coverage. Okay. Yeah. Don't know what the thought process was for Shedeur here. So they are up by 5. So maybe he's thinking we can kill clock if I get tackled in bounds. I doubt that that's what he's thinking because he hasn't really demonstrated a lot of situational awareness. I don't know why he doesn't just dump this off here. Like he's deep into the end zone. If you get a safety here, that allows Cincinnati to put this, 14-17, and then tie the game with a field goal. So definitely can't do that. Doesn't come close, fortunately, but if I find myself in that situation, I would want to get rid of that ball as quickly as possible, dump this off, and then just let him worry about getting yards, right? Instead, Shedeur rounds the entire corner, tries to like Reggie Bush somebody, and ends up getting the same amount of yards he would have got if he would have just dumped it off. Not really sure why that was his thought process. This one I got labeled as check down, so pretty sure he just checks it down. Yeah, work through. Nothing's open. Just check it down to Dylan Sampson. Bad throw. 1:23 left. They're down. And I don't mind that hitting the feet. All right. 119. So this kind of situation, you can't take a sack, right? So you gotta be more aware of your checkdowns if you're Shedeur. They're playing the off coverage. You got Dylan Sampson right there, right? Just check it down so he can get out of bounds. You don't have to use a timeout. You can get to a 3rd and short, maybe even convert. But you can't take the sack there. You know, can't take that. Shedeur is a better runner than I think people thought he would be coming out of college, but he's not a running quarterback, right? And I think he's starting to think he's a running quarterback. It's like some of these decisions are like, oh, he thinks he's like gonna be like Lamar with the ball. I don't know if that's the case, but we'll love him to find some more balance. I think he's kind of leaning too much into the direction of wanting to run a lot. All right, this is a good ball here. Throws it to Isaiah Bond. Good stuff. Good process. All right, this one was a dangerous one, right? 49 seconds. Drops here and late over the middle. Not open. He's double covered. I want you guys to look at Jerry Jeudy and ask me, you think he should have got the ball? Because I do think he should have got the ball here. Like, Jerry's open here. Don't know why this ball doesn't go to Jerry. Instead, this ball goes to a double covered Cedric Tillman, who's bracketed here. Well, not bracketed, but he's doubled here. It feels like Jerry should get the ball here. Don't know why it goes to Tillman. And again, if you're playing a team, Cincinnati's one of the worst defenses in the NFL. So they're not very aware. But if you played somebody who had somebody good at safety or linebacker here, you throw this with Carson Schlesinger sitting there, it can easily turn into an interception in a situation where you absolutely cannot throw an interception. And also in a situation where you absolutely had an answer to avoid the interception there. Luckily, it wasn't an interception. He gets the opportunity to continue to drive, and he makes a good throw to get the Browns into field goal range. But if we're talking about the process side of this, right, not just the results, and let's face it, when you're a 5-win team, process matters more than results. You got to ask yourself, how replicatable do you think this stuff is? And when you watch Shedeur, you just don't really get the feeling that a lot of the success he has is replicatable because the process just really isn't that good. Good throw there. And this last one is to Bond. Now, Shedeur misses the throw here. But I just want y'all to watch Isaiah Bond and how he gets open with this big of a cushion. Look at this. Now, again, the Bengals corners might just be cheeks, but I've seen Bond do this enough to where I'm like, nah, I think he's good at doing this. It's going to be real useful. The Browns get a good offensive line and a quarterback. Bond's going to be very useful. He can get a step on people, man, consistently. But there it is, the breakdown of Shedeur, the final breakdown of this season. It's not what I hoped it would be when Shedeur started his first game against not the Oakland, but the Las Vegas Raiders, right? What I had hoped that this would look like by this point, and what it does look like, is a disappointment. I was hoping that we would be at the place where we feel comfortable giving him a run at the end of the year. If the Browns weren't in draft position, I don't think that's the case for me, right? If he ends up winning the job in camp next year, then cool. Obviously, not going to be upset about that. But if we're talking about going in with him as the starter, I just don't think the quality of play that we have seen has even remotely approached that in the last month. And that's a disappointment for me. I'm disappointed that that's not the case. We'll see what Shedeur's journey continues to look like going forward. If this is just a wall that he gets over by the start of next year, but for just snapshotting where he is at the end of his journey at this season, he's definitely gonna have to work for another opportunity to start games in the NFL. And it's gonna start with the Browns probably pursuing some alternative options at quarterback in the offseason, whether it be trying to trade up or whether it be a draft pick, another rookie quarterback. Another like a mid-round rookie quarterback. I wouldn't be a fan of that. I'm really like top 5 pick or nothing here at quarterback when it comes to the draft. But, if you want to bring in Malik Willis and pay him, if you want to bring in Mac Jones, I can't say it's unjustified at this point. And that's unfortunate. I wish we were at the point where I could vehemently argue against the idea of bringing in Mac goddamn Jones to this football team. But we're not there, unfortunately. Can't really lie our way into being where we hope we are. We can hope that Shedeur gets better and he improves and he gets over this wall. But what we've seen these 7 weeks, the overall body of it leaves some room to be desired. And that's unfortunate. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.